Hey guys, this is Sean Waller, also known as Sean Your Realtor. Continue to educate yourself because this business is always evolving. Just continue to learn. With it. Talk to you guys later. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Sean Waller. Welcome to the Free Game Podcast. I'm already mumbling everything. On this episode, I have one of my good friends from Signature Premier Properties, Annie. I'm not going to.
Meneses.
There you go. Annie is a short sale specialist. She is top notch. She actually helped me out with a deal that I had that was a nightmare, but we'll get to that a little later on in the process of this interview.
Or not.
Or not. But Annie, give them a little background on yourself.
Okay, so I've been doing real estate full time since 2004. I started doing foreclosures in 2012 and short sales since 2007. So I went through the market crash and everything, and now that's pretty much my specialty is foreclosures and short sales, along with buyers and sellers and everything that, real estate.
All the madness in the middle.
Everything.
So just to give everyone a little breakdown, what is the difference between a short sale and a foreclosure? Because a lot of people just don't know the difference.
Right,
They're totally two different animals.
That's very true. So a short sale is when a homeowner still owns the property, but they are backed up in payments. So what happens is that they stop making payments, they have hardships, and they stop making payments. And then after they have about 6 months of no payments, they go into a list called list pendings. List pendings is public records, and that's when a homeowner has to do a short sale in order to prevent getting foreclosed on. So with a short sale, a homeowner still owns the property. A foreclosure, the bank has foreclosed and has taken possession, and now the bank owns it. So that's pretty much the difference between a foreclosure and a short sale.
Okay, so all right, so basically a short sale, you're still living in the property, like you said. A foreclosure is basically when the bank is still owning it. You still own the property.
Yeah.
And a foreclosure is when the bank is basically taking the property back.
The bank already took the property.
Okay.
And the bank owns it.
Okay, cool. So we broke that down. So hopefully, it's a little easier for people to understand, which I'm pretty sure, hopefully. So now let's go into a list pending, because you touched base on that. So list pending, you said after 6 months of no payment.
Yeah, it depends on the bank's guidelines. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, but usually after a certain amount of months of non-payment, the bank will, start the whole foreclosure process. That's when they hire the attorney to represent them, and they go into list pendings. It becomes public information that the homeowner hasn't paid for X amount of months. So that's pretty much the first step that the bank takes to kind of like start the foreclosure process.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to put myself in the homeowner's shoes, right? I'm a homeowner. I went through some type of hardship, laid off my job. It's been, I couldn't pay the mortgage 2, 3, 4 months in. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to catch up to this mortgage. What's the next step for me?
The next step is to call a real estate agent.
There you go.
So what happens is that, okay, so if there's a valid hardship, then we can start the the short sale process. So the homeowner will have to provide certain documentations depending on who is servicing the mortgage. So what happens is that the homeowner will list the property at current market value and start the short sale process when there's an offer on the table and contracts have been executed. So you list the property, you get an offer, and then we start the short sale process. And then the short sale process can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months, sometimes a year, depending on how fast the servicer reviews the whole package. But I've gotten short sale done in 72 hours.
Wait, hold on. Excuse me.
Yes, can you believe that?
How is that even possible?
Because of the servicer, banks are different. Everyone has their different guidelines and different requirements. But I literally got a short sale done in 72 hours.
Wow. So
it's crazy, right?
So they should definitely call you. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be a really good idea. But the homeowner, it's important. It's important because the homeowner has to be able to provide all the documents that we need. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
and it's not only
let's get into that.
Yeah.
Let's talk documents. Let's talk those documents. What
Right.
do I need? So we're still talking as if it's Sean, right?
Right.
What am I presenting to you?
You need to provide at least 3 months of bank statements, all accounts, all pages, 3 months of pay stubs. You need to provide 2-year tax returns. If not, the bank will have you fill out a 4506, and that's like a tax verification document.
Okay.
We need to, but most importantly, whoever's on deed needs to be willing to cooperate with the short sale.
Okay.
So you need all the homeowners to be able to provide documentation. So it depends, you have to really kind of sit down with the homeowner and say, what's the situation? Who's on deed? Who's on mortgage? Is the other person willing to contribute to all the documents needed for a short sale? And, so Sean, who's on deed?
Who's on deed? Well, I have my cousin to help me.
Who's on deed? Are they gonna provide all the documents?
All right, so so you need documents. So you say you need bank statements, right? At least 3 months.
Yep. 3 months.
2 years tax returns.
Right.
Do I need to fill out any type of documentation stating my hardship?
Absolutely. It depends on the bank's paperwork. So the bank has their own short sale package. So, you have to like fill out an entire, like it could be 3 pages providing why you fell into hardship, any proof of that hardship you have to be able to provide. I mean, you can just write a hardship letter, but if there's any documents that can support that, then it's better, and it'll be easier to just get the short sale approved.
So I can't just say I'm having hardship. I actually have to prove my hardship in a way.
Not necessarily. You can write a hardship letter, but if you have any documentation to prove it, then it's better.
Even better. Okay. All right. So, all right. That's good to know.
You know why it's good for a homeowner to do a short sale and not get foreclosed on?
Talk to me. Why?
Because see, this is what, like, it's mind blowing sometimes, because like homeowners need to be aware of the consequences of getting foreclosed on. Right. So unless there's like, and we're going to get to, obviously there's a lot more that goes into this whole process, but when a homeowner gets foreclosed on, there's tax consequences to that. Like, think about it. These banks are not just going to say, yeah, don't pay me for all these years and I'm not going to, go after, or I'm going to pay taxes on. The banks are not going to do
it. They're not just doing it.
They're not. Right? So there's tax consequences to that. Yeah, there's tax consequences to that. And it's better for the homeowner to do a short sale as opposed to getting foreclosed on, because either way, the homeowner does get a 1099 with a short sale, but it's not as high as when they get foreclosed on.
Okay. And what exactly is it, 1099?
That is that the difference from, let's say, we're talking about Sean, right? Let's talk about Sean. So Sean sells a house. Sean, you haven't been paying a mortgage for like 6 years. Your payoff with everything and foreclosure fees and all these fees and everything that make up your payoff now after not paying for 6 years is $600,000. Let's just give it a number. So $600,000, we sell your house as a short sale for $400,000. So the difference, the $200,000 difference, the bank will send you a 1099 and it gets applied as additional income.
So my taxes is going to show that I made an additional $200,000.
Pretty much. Yes. So that's why we always say, you know what, the bank will send a 1099, and we always recommend for the homeowner to sit down with their accountant and talk about these things, because that does happen. Wow. But if you don't do a short sale and the bank forecloses on you and the bank takes possession and the bank pays and the bank sells the house for $300,000, now guess what? The 1099 that they're going to send you is higher.
Oh,
right.
Okay. Yeah. So now I would get a 1099 instead of having a $200,000 1099. I may have one for $300,000.
It depends on what the bank gets when they sell the property.
Wow.
So either way, there's tax consequences to it. All right. So you're better off doing a short sale than getting foreclosed on.
And what's the difference between a short sale and a foreclosure when it comes to your credit?
So when a homeowner does a short sale, they can buy they can qualify to buy, I think within 3 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But with a foreclosure, you have to wait 7 years.
You have to wait 7 years just for the even come off your credit, right?
Right. Well, it doesn't come off the credit, but you can qualify for a mortgage again. I believe it's after 7 years of getting foreclosed on.
Wow.
If you do a short sale, you can qualify for a mortgage after 3 years of completing a short sale.
Okay. Now
I want to mention, before I forget, I want to mention that if a homeowner filed a bankruptcy and included the house in the bankruptcy, then the bank won't come after. I believe that the bank won't give a 1099. It all depends on the whole bankruptcy situation. So a bankruptcy change is a different animal once a homeowner files bankruptcy.
But that's going into a total different set of
Total different. But I just wanted to put it out there because, if a homeowner filed bankruptcy, then that's different.
Okay. All right. So Annie, I've been in my house for 15 years, right? We're talking about me again. I haven't been in my house 15 years. I'm not that old, but I've been in my house 15 years. I've modified my mortgage like 4 times already. Like I've been behind. It's not my first rodeo being behind in this mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's any other secondary mortgages on my title right now. What am I doing when it comes to the short sale with that? Like, how am I getting around that part of it?
With a second mortgage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in that case, if there's a second mortgage, then we have to do the short sale and get these 2 loans, these 2 lien holders to approve the short sale. So we're not only negotiating a short sale with the first lien holder, we're negotiating a short sale with the second lien holder, and they both have to agree. And they both have to provide a short sale approval letter. So it gets a little bit more complicated because obviously one of them doesn't want this much, one of them wants this much, and it becomes a little bit more complicated. But you would have to do the short sale with both lien holders.
With both lien holders. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So now, yeah, that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna switch hats. on this one. Now I'm a buyer I want to purchase a short sale. So now I'm coming to you as a buyer.
Usually a short sale, when it comes to buying a short sale, it's an as-is sale because obviously the homeowner doesn't have any money to do any repairs or anything that probably need to be done. That's in most cases. Some cases the homeowner do like little things here and there to the house. But as long as the buyer is aware of the time frame that can take for the short sale approval, then that matters. You know what I mean? Okay. A buyer has to be willing to wait the time that it takes to get a short sale approval, especially when we're dealing with multiple lien holders.
Yeah.
So as long as the buyer has the time and they understand the process, then, and the house is priced correctly, because that's a big issue.
Let's talk about that.
We have some agents that are pricing houses like for $150,000 when in reality, it's worth like 300. And then that's when you see short sales under contract for like years. And you're like, what's going on with this property? It's because it's not priced correctly. So I always tell a buyer, like, check the comps, see if it's priced correctly. Does it make sense? Do the numbers make sense? And then you put in an offer. And if you're willing to wait the time that it takes to get the short sale approved, then why not?
All right. Well, listen, so I'm cool with waiting the time. You're telling me it's going to take between 72 hours and 6 months to a year. You said it. You put that out there, right? No, that's the extreme.
Every bank is different, Sean. Every bank is different. We have Chase, we have Ocwen, we have Rushmore, we have all these different banks. They all have different guidelines when it comes to short sales.
All right, so I'm not going to hold you to the 72 hours. That's what you're trying to say. I'm not going to hold you to the 72 hours.
It depends on the bank. It depends on the bank.
That's like allegedly, right? Like that's how you get away from all stuff. But so let's talk about purchasing again, right? So I'm willing to wait the time. I'm cool waiting the time. You tell me it's going to take anywhere from 6 months to a year, whatever. Sell price. Like, why am I paying market? So the house is listed for $700,000. It's listed for $700,000, right?
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. Why am I? This is not a short sale. I'm not paying short sale price for this house. Why am I paying $700,000 for it?
What do you mean you're not paying short sale price for this house? Is there such thing as short sale price?
That's what I heard. My cousin told me that I should be buying this house because it's $700,000. That sounds like market price. I should be paying $500,000 for this house since it's a short sale. So why am I not getting it for a short sale price?
No, see, that's not the way that it works. There is no such thing as short sale price. There is a current market value price. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to list the house considering the condition and the market value. Technically, in a short sale, a bank will probably take maybe 10 to 15% less than market value, but it all depends on the condition of the house. It all depends on the condition of the house.
And who determines the condition of the house?
An appraiser or a broker's price opinion.
Okay.
The banks will send someone into the house, and sometimes they do both. They do a full-blown appraisal, and they send a broker to give their professional opinion on the price, which is a BPO, is a broker price opinion. So it all depends. Like, it's not like the bank will not know the condition of the house, and there's a lot of back end paperwork and scrutinizing that takes place when a bank is reviewing a short sale. So there's no such thing as short sale price. Is current market value and condition of the home. And then if the bank is seeing that they can accept a short sale, right, and not foreclose and save themselves all this money by not foreclosing, then it just has to make sense. It has to make sense. And what makes sense when pricing a house is current market value and condition. That is what an agent and a buyer needs to go by. It's not short sale price.
So you telling me my cousin was wrong? My cousin's telling me that.
Unfortunately, your cousin's wrong.
So I'm not
Sorry.
I'm not taking real estate advice from him.
No, don't, please. No, don't. See, your cousin is probably under contract for like a year or two, isn't he? You would be contract for like 2 years. Listening to your cousin, like 2 years with a short sale.
His kids graduated college by the time he bought the house. Yeah, it's a
right. You know what else I wanted to tell you is that, another thing that I think homeowners need to know when they're listing their home as a short sale is that they get no proceeds from the sale.
I was going to actually ask you about that. Okay.
Yeah. So let me flip you back to a homeowner, right? No, you're not a buyer anymore. You're a homeowner. So you live in the house. Sometimes banks will allow a homeowner to get relocation assistance depending if they currently live in the house. So that's something that we can look into. If the homeowner still occupies the house, we can just put in so that maybe the bank will give them some relocation assistance to help them. But they don't get proceeds from the sale unless it's relocation assistance that has to be approved by both lien holders.
Okay.
So that's the only way that a homeowner gets any proceeds from a short sale.
So now I'm talking to you, and this is actually a situation I'm going through now with someone I know that should have had a short sale on this property maybe like 6 years ago, right? They live in the boroughs, they live in Queens, and they're telling me that, listen, I have an investor that said that they're going to slide me $200,000 under the table for this short sale, but I forget the exact scenario, but I have to sell them the house for like $400,000 or whatever. They're going to try to get the short sale approved for $400,000. This house is really worth like 6 and change, and they're going to slide me some money under the table. But you're telling me I can only get relocation money from the bank.
That's illegal. They can't do that.
All right. Well, I know that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, tell them not to do that. Yeah, you can't do that at all.
Don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, tell them that as an agent that does things the right way, that they should not listen to this seller. To this buyer that's offering them this, that they don't want to put themselves in that situation, that they just want to do things the right way and possibly get relocation assistance and do the short sale process. You know what I mean? Either way, they're going to have to go through the same process of a short sale. They're going to have to provide documentations. They're going to have to do a bunch of things. So why not, if the buyer wants to buy the house for $400,000, that's what you said, 400?
400, yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. They still got to get it approved. You know what I mean? So list the house, get the short sale submitted for 400,000 and see what the bank says.
See what the bank says.
But your homeowner does not want to put it. I don't know. It all depends on whoever's the lien holder and what they decide to do. You know what I mean? So every bank is different. Every bank, it all depends. And you know what's even more important? What type of loan did they purchase the house with? So I recently ran into a situation where a homeowner listed, we tried to do a short sale, and they had, when they purchased a home, they purchased with an FHA loan. So when it came to getting a short sale approval, it had to get sent to HUD to approve. HUD came back and said, absolutely not. We're not going to accept this short sale. So the investor came back and rejected the short sale. And it turns out that there was so many years of delinquency that HUD did not approve the short sale. So it matters. You know, again, I mean, we can stay on the Zoom call for like hours, just breaking it down.
I'm here. I don't got nowhere to go.
Not me. I got things to do. I got things to do. We can have a follow-up one. But it's so important that it doesn't really, every case is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every homeowner's situation is different. But I wouldn't recommend for your friend or your seller to do that.
This is my alleged friend, by the way. Just in case anyone's listening, I don't really know this person.
Oh, okay. So, it doesn't, every case is different. It doesn't.
Yeah. Well, so you saw this market. So you say you started.
But you know what it is? Think about the 1099 issue, right? I bet you anything they probably don't know about the 1099 issue.
No, I'm pretty sure they don't.
Okay. All right. Case closed.
Okay. So now to bring that back, what you're saying is with the 1099 issue, they're going to get stuck regardless. So they're going to get hit either way. They're going to get hit.
It is to the homeowner's benefit to get as much money in a short sale as possible.
Gotcha.
And in this market, in this seller's market, that's a big mistake. They should just.
Because you can get top dollar right now.
Exactly.
You get top dollar for it. Okay.
And if you get top dollar, your 1099 is less.
Yeah. That's true. That's right. I told you she was the best, man. I told you Annie is, if I ever have a short sale on my own, and this is all hypothetical, I'm becoming Annie. God forbid we'll ever be there. So let's backtrack to you a little bit, right? So you say you started in what, 2004?
2004.
2004. So you've seen these cycles. Like
I got to be honest with you. I've never seen a market like this.
This market is just another level. Like
it's insane.
I've talked to people that have been in this business for like 30 years, and they said they've never seen anything.
I've never seen anything like this. I've been doing full-time real estate since 2012. I went through the market crash, which is why I learned how to do short sale, because I was like, what is that and how do I do it?
Mm-hmm.
And foreclosures, I have accounts with banks right now, and I've seen pretty much different markets, but like this one, I've never seen anything like this.
Well, this is unprecedented. So we'll be talking about this for like the next 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
It's just nuts.
It's crazy.
Let's talk about the housing crash that you experienced, right? Because you've been in that market.
Mm-hmm.
How would you explain that market to like a rookie coming in that's just starting, like, all right, I want to learn these short sales. This seems pretty easy. All I need is documentation from the seller. I can do this. Give them the real background of what you think you need as far as to be on your level. Let's put it like that.
My level, no. Thinking back to when so back then, buyers were buying with what they were calling 80/20s. So there were two loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Different rates. The second loan, the 20% had like a 13 interest rate. Anyway, it was crazy. Eventually, this no income docs loan where buyers were buying literally with just $500 in contract. They were financing everything, 6% seller's concession. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody was buying. And so, boom, the market crashes. So from one day to the next, it's like every single deal that me personally and, and other agents that were working in the office with me. And, we just started seeing our deals like die left and right. It was ridiculous. It was like, what is going on? Like this died, that died. And then everything just went out the window. Everything just went out the window. So, it was either a lot of agents that were full-time at that moment, they all ended up pretty much a majority of the agents ended up getting full-time jobs.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was nuts. Like every single deal was dying. So either you switch as an agent and you figure out a way to stay in business, or you just had to get a job, like a regular full-time job. So that's when my broker at that time, he used to call me Anita. He said, Anita, we have to do short sales. And I said, what is that? What is that? And how do I do it? So I went to a training session in Manhattan back in like 2008, 2009. I don't really remember when. I learned everything I needed to learn about short sales, and boom. That's how, I was doing all the short sales in the office, and then it was just getting short sales done left and right. So that's how I ended up knowing everything that I do about short sales. It was thanks to my broker at that particular moment. And then I switched, and in 2012, I started doing foreclosures.
Okay, like REOs?
REOs.
Okay.
So that's a different, So what happens when the market crashed, a whole bunch of people got foreclosed on, and guess what? Then
you switch hats.
Comes foreclosures.
Yeah.
Foreclosures.
So break down how that works. So now you're an REO agent. What's going on? What's going on with that?
Listing properties for banks, maintaining the property, and just a lot of work that goes into that too. So that's like a different.
Yeah. So you're kind of like the property manager in a way, right? Like you're managing the property. You're keeping up with the grass not being 10 feet high outside and all of that.
It all depends. It all depends on, the bank that owns the property. It's just like short sales.
Okay.
Banks have their different guidelines. So when it comes to foreclosures, banks they maintain their, the agent has certain responsibilities when it comes to representing them for the sale of the house. So it all depends on what that bank has you doing. I might have to have my own crew go and maintain the property, winterize the property and all that stuff, when another one of my accounts can have another crew maintaining and winterizing and doing everything. So it all depends. It's like, we can be in here.
Give me some stories.
Very detailed stories.
I need some stories, because you've seen it all. I need some stories. I need an REO, like the most crazy REO story that you have.
When I had to I remember it was like maybe 9-10 o'clock at night, and I get a phone call, and I had to just wake up my husband and tell my husband, babe, you have to come with me because we have to stop squatters from moving into a house. So my husband was like, what? I was like, yeah, we got to go stop some squatters. I mean,
that's great. I can
but you know what? I love it. I love what I do. Everything that I've learned, I'm grateful. And, it's pretty entertaining, I tell you. And, the good thing is that no transaction is the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's one thing I like about this business, to be honest with you. That's one thing I like about real estate, because there's always something going on, right?
Everything is different. Everything. Even when a buyer tells you, oh yeah, my friend just bought a house and they had a 2% interest rate. It's like, but I'm sure you don't have the same credit as your friend. Right? Like everything is different, it's just so different. And this is what makes this, makes real estate so awesome. Right?
Yeah. This is why I love it. So I'm going to give a little story right now, right? Because Annie helped me with a deal recently, a short sale deal that was a disaster before Annie got involved. Disclaimer, Annie was not involved when it was a disaster. But this is before we even knew it was a short sale. Well, we knew that the homeowner was behind in her payments. So I knew it was going to be a loss in some way. But there was this, I can't even really go too deep into the story. But anyway, so now I got Andy involved, right? Andy's like, Sean, give me the paperwork that I need. I'm going to take it over, chill out, go do some video content, stay out of my don't call me, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is the transaction I had with Andy was smooth as hell, right? And I'm not just saying that because I know her and, we're buddies. I'm not just saying that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Giving you your flowers. But now I'm dealing with another short sale situation. I think I told you about this one. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a 203K, which is a rehab loan. Discussed that.
This is your buyer doing a 203K?
A 203K. It's a short sale. So we go into the property. I get all the information from the listing agent. They tell me everything is fine. We have the short sale approval. It's already approved by the bank. XYZ. So I'm like, all right, I'm going in there confident. I just finished the deal with Annie. This is easy. Whatever. I got it. So this is literally in February. This deal hasn't closed yet. The negotiator is telling us is that the investor will not return my phone calls in 3 months. We pressured the bank to when the buyer's in to approve the loan, right? To give us a commitment to go through the whole process. Everyone thinking that we had the short sale approval, and this was in March, and we're still waiting for this deal to close. So what I'm saying is every negotiator for a short sale is not the same. They're all not Annie at all. So be careful with what you're dealing with and know what you're going into up front. Because my buyer, the appraisal, we did the appraisal. We did the 203K appraisal. They paid for the commitment. You know what I mean? We did a survey.
Rate extensions.
Absolute disaster. But
oh my gosh.
Nice. And we got good news today. I'm not even mentioning the good news because I don't know what's happening, but we got some type of good news today. So hopefully this is going to close in the next 2 weeks.
Hopefully.
So everyone's not created equal. So if you do have a short sale and you're do you only do New York? Like, can you do short sales in other states? Does that make sense? Or do you have to?
Well, no, I'm just New York licensed. So
why? Why are you only New York licensed? This is me.
Because
why?
I don't know.
Anywhere. What's really the difference? Right?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into that, to be honest with you. Like doing short sales in other states. I mean, it has to do with, I guess I could get like a referral fee maybe for negotiating short sales because I won't be the listing agent, obviously, if it's out of state. But we could probably do like referral fees.
Yeah. So listen, if you're out of state and you have a short sale that you're working with, I'll give you Annie's number. I got you. She's right here.
We take referral fees, right? We take referral fees.
All day, every day.
We take referral fees. As long as they let me do my thing and I can just, give me green light, I'm good to go.
I'm telling you, she told me to just go do videos, stay out of her way, and I stayed out of her way.
I said it nicely. I was nice about it. I was like, please, just don't talk to anybody.
Oh, so let's talk about that as well. So when you're dealing with a short sale, right? Everyone should not be contacting the bank.
No, it just gets too complicated.
Okay, so how does that work? How does that work?
I don't think that I need to be calling the bank. Sean needs to be calling the bank. You know what I mean? So, no, the more people that contact the bank, it just becomes too complicated. You have the homeowner contacting the bank. I'm contacting the bank. I'm contacting the bank. The seller's attorney is contacting the bank. The listing. No, one person contact the bank and that's it. It's just easier that way. It's less complicated that way. You know what I mean?
Less cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's just, it just, no, doesn't work. That's the first thing I say is all communication stops. I'm the only one that's, let me do what I have to do and speak to the bank. And, I know when to escalate, how to escalate, who I need to talk to, develop a relationship with the negotiator, and it just makes it a lot more easier. Just one person. That's it.
Makes sense. That makes sense. We got to get you on some social media, woman. I'm trying to get Annie active on her social media to drop all of this knowledge.
We're working on that.
Game, yeah. Actually, I'm going to meet up. We got to meet up next week. I'm going to bring my videographer with me next week. We're going to do some stuff together.
Yeah.
Speaking of that.
What, it took you like 3 weeks to get me on a Zoom call?
Oh, y'all, I've been trying to get Annie on this Zoom. No, 3 weeks. This is longer than 3 weeks. Annie
Months.
On vacations. I swear, I think she's been home this whole time, though. I think she was just telling me.
I just went to celebrate my 18-year anniversary with my honey.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
I have been trying to get Annie on this Zoom for at least like 2 months.
Yeah, but you know what? It's I don't know, but you know what? But we just did it though.
We did it. We
got it done.
Painless, right? I told
you.
We
got it done.
I told you this was going to be easier than you thought.
We got it done. We got it done. We're gonna do like follow-ups.
We got to do follow-ups. We have to do follow-ups. But let me tell you what I did today. So I have a walkthrough. It's not a short sale with another agent in my office, and she hates video content. Like she doesn't want to be in the front of the camera at all.
Me.
Like me. But I said, you know what? I have to get. Oh, what's going on? All right. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just not going to tell her that my videographer's coming.
Oh my gosh.
She was like, she wanted to kill me when she got out of the car.
Wait, you had your videographer show up without telling her?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because
that's bad.
She was like, Sean, I'm in my gym clothes. What are you doing?
Oh my God, that's so bad.
It made for great content, though.
Oh my goodness.
So I may have to do that with you. I'll just have him sit in the back of the car and just hop out like.
I will just get right back in my car and be like, I'll just talk to you later. Nope, I'm good. Nope, I'm good.
I'll give you a little heads up. I'll give you a day notice.
You have to. You have to.
So you get your glam squad ready and all that stuff. I got you.
You know? Mm-hmm.
So what's next for Annie? What's the next step? Because I think me personally, I think you should have a little team under you to be doing these short sales. So before we get into that, we just mentioned that this market is a little different, right? This is a crazy market that we're in. People are paying crazy numbers over asking price. People are waiting for appraisals. It's going to get ugly. Like this is not going to end well in the next few years, in my opinion.
Wait until this moratorium is over. We'll see what's coming up there.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Yeah. This it's like I don't even know. To me, it's like unpredictable because there's so much equity in homes these days that you don't know. You know what I mean? But I mean, a lot of homeowners have been on forbearance plans for
a year, almost a year and a half.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. You know, all these evictions that have been on hold, all these foreclosures that have been on hold for a year. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. You know, when is the market going to change from a seller's market to a buyer's market?
A buyer's market, which I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen that drastic, but I do think you're going to see a lot of investors that were basically living like check to check, like these, these single family investors, maybe multifamily, that were living like not check to check, but they were using this rental income, to supplement income.
The commercial industry got hit a lot. So
yeah. So
yeah,
only commercial is ever really going to bounce back.
We'll see. We'll see. I know. I think we just got notification that the moratorium got extended until the end of July. I think.
And then July 31st. I think they're going to keep extending it. I think they're going to keep it.
I don't think so. I hope not. I mean, I just don't know what it's going to do to the market. So
what do you think is my main question was, what all of these buyers right now paying overpriced for these houses, they're not doing appraisals on these houses, so no one really knows what the value is. What goes up has to come down. Like it has to. I'll give you an example. So I live in North Babylon, Long Island, right? A colleague at my office listed a 2-bedroom house, 2-bed, 1.5 bath. The house was no bigger than 950 square feet. Listed it for $430,000. Got $524.
In Babylon?
North Babylon, literally across the street from me. I can walk there. It takes me like 3 minutes to walk there. No way the house is worth that. So this, I mean, I don't wish this on anyone, but this buyer is going to be upside down. There's no way they're ever going to catch up to that.
Well, if the buyer's financing,
Mm-hmm.
the house has to appraise for it.
They waive the appraisal.
But so the buyer is going to be paying the difference?
The buyer's going to pay the difference.
Buyers,
What if, how,
I wouldn't do that. I don't know. You know, everyone makes their own decisions, obviously, but I would not. I mean, again, the market changes. You know, now it's a seller's market, then it becomes a buyer's market. The market changes. So what happens when it becomes a buyer's market? What happens to the, you know, what these buyers are purchasing these homes for?
yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like back in the days when the market crashed, right? They were buying with no down payment. Like there was no such thing as a minimum down payment of 3.5% FHA. So I feel like now, is there some kind of similarity with what's going on now with buyers paying the difference between appraised value to what they offered for the house and back in the days with, I mean, there's so much to think about, you know, as an agent, and really to sit down and analyze what's going on now, and is it going to like be a disaster down the line? We don't know, but then there's so much equity in these homes that I'm just waiting and reading and educating myself and seeing what's going on, and what are these experts saying, you know, what are they saying about the market? What's the prediction? What's going to happen? So it's just so crazy right now. I'm telling you.
I mean, even with the experts, I feel like it depends on who you listen to, right? It depends on which direction you're going, because no one knows what the hell is going to happen. But whenever someone is overpaying for anything, they are going to be in the red.
I know. I personally tell the buyers, do not waive your appraisal contingency.
I mean, I've never even presented that to anyone. No way.
Do not. There's other ways. There's other ways to structure the deal so that the buyer's happy and, you know, everyone is happy in the transaction. There's other ways to structure the deal and not waive your appraisal contingency. The agents just has to be, if the agents are on the same page and they talk and they, you know, and they figure something out, you can still close the transaction.
I think the agents don't even know what the hell they're asking their buyers to do.
No, because some agents, unfortunately,
they're just starting out, or you had some that have been just like treading for years, that have never seen this type of market that, you know, none of us ever really saw. And now everyone's like, you know what, this is the only way I can probably get something accepted now. Like, I don't even know how to be, you know, to present a real offer. Like, they're telling people to waive their appraisal. They're telling people to waive the inspection. They're telling people to waive their mortgage commitments. So what are you really going into a house with at that point? Like, what's helping you if all else fails? That's how I look at it.
I think it's crazy because like there's the shortage of inventory that we are dealing with now it has buyers like really desperate. And the fact that rent is so high too. So, and interest rates are so low now. So it's a combination of everything that I kind of understand where buyers are, you know, and making a decision, like, do I pay somebody else's rent when I could be purchasing my own home and with a lower mortgage than what I'm paying in rent, you know? So, and do I take advantage of the interest rates being so low? So it's like a catch-22, you know what I mean? It's what to do. They have to be able to compete with other buyers out there because of the shortage of inventory that we have. So it's just so much to think about. But again, there's ways. There's ways to negotiate for your buyer that you do not put your buyer in that situation where they have to pay more for a house that doesn't appraise. There's a way to do it because I've done it plenty of times, and there's ways to be able to negotiate that for a buyer so that they don't find themselves in a tough situation and they take advantage of, you know, the low interest rates and I wouldn't say the prices, because the sellers are taking advantage of the prices.
Sellers are taking advantage of the prices. Yeah, I'm tempted. I'm like 5 minutes away from putting a sign in front of my house.
Right. I've been telling my husband, should we sell? Should we not? What's going on? What are we gonna do?
Man, my neighbor has the same exact house, and they haven't touched it in like 15 years. And the number that they received for that house, I'm like, this is fucking crazy. This is insane.
It is.
I wish I had somewhere to go. If I knew someone that could rent me their basement right now, I'll probably sell my
Right? Right? I know. It's crazy. And then buy where the prices drop.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I'll come to you for my $300,000 short sale.
Yeah.
Years.
For sure. For sure.
Oh man, I'm trying to think how to wrap this up, man. This is great. We definitely have to do a part 2 to this because I feel
We'll
like
do a part 2. No problem. Just don't show up with your videographer without telling me because we cannot have a walk away.
I can't promise that. I can't promise. No, but we definitely have to do this again, man. This is fun.
Thank you for inviting me. It was an honor. I appreciate it.
Well, tell people how they can reach you before we hang up. How can they contact?
Well, they can call my cell phone, 516-429-0488. I think that's the best way to reach me.
Okay. Any social media? You trying to shout out social media?
AnnieLIHomes.com. That's my website.
Okay.
I would save my email. It's ameneses@signaturepremier.com.
Okay. All of that to be below.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So if you're in the buying, or if you're an agent and you have a short sale that you just don't know what to do, what's the next step, give Annie a call. She's amazing. It takes a 7 seconds
thank you.
Approved. She said it here first. I'm going to loop that. It depends on the man.
You're dangerous. You're dangerous.
No, but
you're dangerous.
Annie's the best, man. If I ever have another short sale, I'm bringing it straight to Annie. There's no questions. There's no doubts about that. So.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Being part of the podcast. You were great. This was not as bad as you thought, even though it took 2 months and we knocked it out. But thanks a lot, Annie.
All right, no problem. Take care. Thanks for the invite.
Later.
Okay, bye.